Hey friends! In today's video, we are talking about the products that I've just been loving this month. Products that have just really found their way into my regular routine. And I've got some new products in here. I've got some drugstore products in here. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so first let's kick it off with some really affordable skincare. I'm very excited to share affordable skincare with you guys. So I have two products to share from the brand Beauty of Joseon. You can get this on iHerb. I'm going to link everything in the YouTube shopping platform so you guys can actually shop these products throughout the video and stay in the video. Let's kick it off with a serum. So this is the Glow Serum. It's got propolis plus niacinamide in it. So I have used this for about a week. I've used this every single day for about a week. And this is a very lightweight serum. It's really great for if you are someone that has enlarged pores. Helps control sebum production throughout the day, but it also keeps the skin very hydrated. So I like to apply this on freshly cleansed skin. So once I'll wash my face and I'll do about 2 or 3 drops, really about 1 full pump of the little dropper here. I would apply this on freshly cleansed skin and then go in with your heavier products, your thicker formulations. But this is what it leaves the skin looking like. It gives a really beautiful glow. Obviously this is still wet, but even once this dries down, you get a really beautiful glow to the skin. It's very lightweight. I think the serum is like $15, you guys, very affordable. So this is a Korean skincare brand, and Korea is really known for being very innovative and kind of ahead of the curve when it comes to skincare. Beauty of Joseon is a very affordable skincare brand, and they have a lot of products. I haven't tried a ton of their products. I think this is like 3 or 4 products that I've tried, but they have a full lineup, and I'm really excited to actually try more of theirs. They have the cleansing balm that I want to try. They also have an essence water that looks really interesting. Everything is like under $20, so I'm going to place another order of some other products and I will report back to you, but really excited from what I've seen from them so far. Also, I want to share with you their Daily Relief Sunscreen. So this has an SPF of 40. I believe this is a little different than the other sunscreen that I was sharing earlier in the year from them. Same brand, slightly different formula, but this is a very hydrating, lightweight formula. This is like under $20. There's no white cast, and what I love about this is just how hydrating it is. You can actually use this as your SPF and your moisturizer. It leaves the skin really glowy. You'll have a really supple look to the skin. It does take some time for that to kind of dry, and it never really fully dries down to be a really matte finish, but it does dry down to be more of a natural radiant finish. And I say this because it is going to give a very glowy finish to whatever foundation you're using. So if you are someone that likes more of a matte finish from your foundations, you might find that this is going to give you a lot more dewiness and glow than you might like. So that just a heads up for there. But it is very affordable, under $20, SPF of 40, very hydrating, and I think it's just a really great go-to SPF. It doesn't have a tint to it, so it's not going to give any coverage or color, but again, it's, like I said, just a great daily SPF at a really great price point. Okay, let's jump into a liquid foundation that I have been loving still. This is the new Jane Iredale Skintuition Radiance-Boosting Liquid Foundation. It has an SPF of 30. I teamed up with Jane Iredale to share one of their products in my favorites video this month, and this is taking the lead. I mean, you guys know, I feel like the mineral Pure Press base is always in my favorites, but I love the liquid foundation. I've been wearing it a ton lately. It gives really great coverage. It has a mineral SPF, an SPF of 30, so the Pure Press base is 20 SPF, so a slightly higher SPF benefit in the liquid version. It gives a very natural, radiant look to the skin, so you're going to get a bit of a glow, but it's not going to look dewy or too glowy in my opinion. I think it's really beautiful for all skin types and skin ages, but particularly for mature skin. It's going to give your skin some life and give you that lit from within, just healthy looking skin. It's absolutely beautiful, very long wearing. It's just one of my favorites. I love it. By the way, I'm the shade 36 light medium. So if we are shade twins, this is the shade that I wear. One of my favorites, absolutely love it. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a lot of this product and you'll have flawless full coverage that looks natural and feels natural on the skin. So this is still a favorite. Okay, let's talk about a concealer. And this is one that I revisited this month and I love it. Ever since I used this a couple weeks ago, I have not put it down. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. So it's Milani, it's drugstore, very affordable. This gives full coverage, but it feels lightweight on the skin. It gives the skin a natural matte finish. Like it's not a radiant or creamy finish. It's definitely going to dry down and give the skin a matte finish. Think of like, I would probably compare it a little bit to Tarte Shape Tape without the heaviness of that product. So I like Tarte Shape Tape, but I know some people can find that it's just too heavy. It's very matte and it's thicker. This will give you full coverage without the heaviness of that type of product or that consistency. So it still gives you a matte finish, but very lightweight. It's very beautiful and very, very long wearing. I love this. I also love the wand on it. It is kind of bendy, so it's just really pleasant to apply underneath the eyes, very comfortable. I have the shade 135 Medium Beige, and I love this shade. It's slightly brighter and a little bit lighter underneath my eyes, which gives me just that natural highlight under the eyes without looking too white, or too light, I should say. So this is a really great shade for me. I could probably go up a shade and it would still work, but I really love the brightening benefit of using this lighter shade. Fantastic formula if you want longevity, if you want something that's matte, that's not gonna crease or settle in fine lines, and you want something affordable. Very, very, very good, my friends. Love it. Okay, you guys, I wanted to share this loose powder again. I've shared this several times, but really been leaning on this powder this month. Actually, I have two powders to share. The first one is from Huda Beauty. It is their Easy Bake Loose Powder, and I have the shade Pound Cake here. I have this in a couple shades, but I've really been leaning on Pound Cake. It's a little bit of a lighter, and I love to just set all over the face with this. It's a very light, fine, loose powder that gives a very soft, matte finish. It makes the skin look blurred and poreless and just so smooth. So beautiful, very light. Again, great for underneath the eyes because it's not too heavy. And it's just beautiful. If you want a very soft matte finish without looking dry or without looking like you have a ton of powder on the face, this one is very, very nice. So love this. I have it in a few shades, but Pound Cake is the one that I've just been loving this month. So I wanted to share that. I have a drugstore powder to share with you guys. I actually used this on a shoot that we did for BK Beauty last week. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Mattifying Powder. This is pressed. Now, this is going to mattify the skin. It is going to mattify and be a much drier looking than the Huda Beauty. So I wouldn't recommend this to like everyone. I think the Huda Beauty is a powder that anyone can use. This is definitely not for everyone. This is for those of you that maybe have very oily skin, or those of you that like a very, very matte porcelain doll finish without any shine or any like radiance from the skin. This will give you that. I used it on a photo shoot. It was great. My makeup looked amazing. If you have dry skin, you will find this probably to be too matte and too drying. But I did want to share it in today's video because I pulled this like out of the archives for that photo shoot, and I used it and I was like, I like this. This is good. So I wanted to share it. I want to be more intentional about sharing a lot more affordable, just having a good mix of affordable and high-end skincare and beauty on my channel. I feel like for a while I've really just been leaning into the Sephora's and the Nordstrom, beauty brands, but I'm going to make a conscious effort to incorporate those products from the drugstore that I love, because there are a lot. There are many that are so good. So this is one. Okay, let's talk about the brow gel that I'm loving. This has been a favorite for a long time. So if you've watched my videos in the past, this is kind of going to be a little on repeat, but this is the Kosas Air Brow, and this is the shade Taupe. I love this brow gel. It is very volumizing. So if you are someone that has very thin or sparse brows and you like to add volume to them and give the look of like fluffy full brows, this is an exceptional formula. It's so good. I have the shade Taupe today, but I also love the shade Honey Blonde. Honey Blonde is probably my favorite, but Taupe works as well too. I've got like 3 of these. I have them all over. I have one at the studio. I have one at home. I have one in my travel makeup bag. It's so good. It just fluffs up the brow. It also has really great hold, so it's going to hold the brows in place. I've really been into like combing them up and giving them almost like that laminated fluffy look, so they're not just like perfectly manicured in place. I want them to look a little bit more fluffy and full, and this gel is so good for that. It has great texture and fullness to the formula that gives you that fluffy brow look. Love, love, love. Speaking of affordable beauty, I have a blush that I can remember talking about this blush back when I started my YouTube channel 11 years ago. I really can. I'm not even kidding. It's been that long that I've been talking about this blush, but this is the Milani Powder Blush in the shade Luminoso. I also wore this on a photo shoot that we did for BK Beauty last week and pulled this out. I layered it over a cream blush. I forget which cream blush I wore that day, but I remember when I put this on, I was like, this is so beautiful. This is one of those products that had a moment in time when it was the blush everyone was using, but it's still that good. You know what I mean? I mean, in the world of beauty and new releases and new all the time, these products that I feel like stand the test of time, it's nice when we can revisit that and remember, yeah, this is still that good. It's a product I loved a decade ago and I still love today. I have it on the cheeks today. You can see it definitely highlights the skin. There is a bit of sheen to this. It's not a heavy sparkle. It's a very refined, beautiful, light shimmer, I should say. Let me show you what it looks like. When you look at it, you don't really see like glitter or shimmer, but it reflects light. The particles reflect light, which give that really pretty highlight. The color is just the most gorgeous peach color. It reminds me of like a Georgia peach. So pretty. In my opinion, when you put a peach blush on the skin, it just gives you like this youthful glow. It makes you look 10 years younger. It just gives the look of like vitality and health and just this perfect sun-kissed summer look. So grab one of these, they're very good. Okay, let's jump into an eye look. I did this eye makeup for our photo shoot and I love it. I love every single product that I use to create it, and I'm gonna share it with you because it's actually very easy, simple, and there's not a ton of product involved. The only difference that I had for our photo shoot is I did pop on some false lashes, but let's start first with what I used as like my eye primer. This is the DANESSA MYRICKS Colorfix, and this is the shade Nude 4 is what this shade is. This is like pretty much like my skin tone. It's very, very, very close to my skin tone. And there's different shades. So you want to find one that's close to your shade. This is like a very, very light, pale, like ochre color, I would say. It just evens out the eyelid, gives a very nice canvas. You can wear this as it is and not put any shadow on top of it. This is very waterproof, oil-proof. So if you have oily lids, this will basically create a seal over that so that you have eye makeup on without your oils breaking through and, you know, ruining your eye makeup throughout the day. Very nice, love this, heavy duty, great, great, great. I use it as an eye primer, so on top of that, I use this Natasha Denona little mini palette. This is the Mini Sculpt palette, and this palette I cannot sing its praises enough. It is so good. It's so basic and simple and kind of boring, but man, it is good. So what I did was I put the DANESSA MYRICKS on all over my eye. By the way, if you do not have the N16 brush from BK Beauty and you buy that Colorfix, you want to get this. This is what you want to apply that Colorfix with. I take the side of it and I just spread it on the lid, spread it all over on the lid, and then I use the tip of this brush and I just kind of feather it and blend out the edges. You have to have this brush. It's the best brush for this product. Guarantee. If you're new to my channel, by the way, I'm the founder of BK Beauty, so I am a little biased. Yes, I am. I only use BK Beauty brushes in my videos. So heads up, there's that disclaimer. If that bothers you, I get it, but hey, that's how we roll around here. So the N16 is a must-have if you have a cream or liquid shadow. For my eye makeup, let's talk what I did. So I applied the Colorfix and then I took the lightest shade, this one right here, and I just took a fluffy brush. I used the 202 and I spread that all over from underneath the brow, all over the lid to kind of set that DANESSA MYRICKS. Then I took this next shade and I also stuck with the 202 and I packed this shade on all over my lid just to give you that really pretty, like matte, kind of soft, pale, neutral color on the lid. Like slightly different than my skin tone, but contrasting enough. Then I took the next shade here, this shade right here, and applied this in my corner and in my crease just to create some definition to the eye. So these were the three shadows that I put on my eyelid. Then I lined my eyes with this Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Liner Stick. So it's like an eyeliner, but a little thicker and chubbier. And this is the shade Rich Chocolate. And I lined one eye, half the eye with that. Then I took my N12 brush. This is my favorite smudge brush of all time, the N12. And I went in here and I grabbed this rich, like warm brown, reddish brown. I layered both sides of this brush and then I just smudged and worked that on top of the eyeliner. One, to set the eyeliner, but also two, to soften it and give a little bit more of a soft, smoky eyeliner look. I took this and I kind of dry cleaned it and then I went in with this shade, the lighter shade, and I took a little bit on my lower lashes. And that was the extent of the eye makeup, aside from mascara, which we're about to get into. But simple, so easy. One little palette, one liner, one, stick, and then if you want to grab the brushes, there you go. But 3 products, and that was it. Sometimes simple is like all you need, I think we can complicate makeup, but I feel my prettiest, honestly, when I have less. Not that I have no makeup on, I clearly have makeup on, but I don't feel like it's distracting. You know what I mean? It's just kind of enhancing my natural features, but it's not distracting. I want to walk in a room and someone say, wow, you look great. Not, wow, your makeup looks great. Although I love those compliments too, so never mind, scratch that. You can tell me my makeup looks great and I will take it and receive it. But you get what I'm saying, less steps, less distraction, just enhancing your natural features is kind of how I would describe this look. It's just classic. You could take a picture today and in 20 years, I could look at that picture and I won't feel like my makeup looks dated. You know what I mean? Okay, so I got a little excited about that, went on a little tangent, but let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so mascara. You might have heard, you might have seen Persona launched a new tubing mascara. This is like hot off the presses. I'm filming this on Sunday. I think this launched on Friday. Seriously. I actually placed an order and ordered the brown and black on Friday, and I didn't realize, but this was waiting in my mailbox for me on Friday. So they did gift me this as PR. So as soon as I got it Friday, I washed my face and I tried it on. I wore it Saturday. Today's the third day that I've worn it. And this mascara earned a place in my favorites video. I know it's a fast, it's only a few days, but it is so good. You can test and make an opinion on a mascara after day 1 or day 2, honestly. Skincare, foundations, those things, I feel like you have to give it a little bit more time because you just need more time to really see how that's gonna perform. But you can tell if a mascara is a good or a bad mascara after 1 day. And I love this formula. So it's a tubing mascara. If you're not familiar with tubing, tubing actually like wraps the lashes with these little tubes. This is a volumizing and lengthening mascara. It's very separating. It has a wand that has a slight little natural curve to it. It's not like a sharp curve. It's very natural to follow the natural curve of your lashes. The teeth on this wand really do separate and grab each lash. You get length and volume fast. I mean, you do one little coat and you're like, oh wow, there you go. This mascara, you can build it up, but you need to do it while the formula is still wet. So I wouldn't recommend doing a little bit, coming over here, doing a little bit, coming back over here, because once it dries, it like locks in and you can't really build from there. So build one eye at a time. When you are good to go on that eye, then move over to the other eye. The way you remove this is very simple. At night when you are washing your face, I like to do this before I add facial cleanser. I will take just warm water and I will just run it on my lashes and kind of just gently kind of pull my fingers down and the tubes will come off of the lashes. So you'll see these little black things. You might think, oh, those look like my lashes. They're not your lashes. They're just the tubes from the mascara. And then once you get it all off, then I'll go in and wash the rest of my face with my facial cleanser. But this just removes with warm water. So it's really great too for sensitive eyes. They did a great job on this. Love it. They also have a brown one. I haven't tried the brown one yet. Okay, let's jump over to the lip combo that I'm very excited to share with you because it's all drugstore, super affordable drugstore, and it has been it for me this month. So we'll start with this lip liner from NYX. This is the retractable lip liner in the shade Nude. Just a really pretty peach nude shade. Oh, by the way, you guys, I have been all about this hack. I've been sharing it on Instagram. If you don't follow me there, you should, because I share a lot more kind of quick tips over there. But powdering my lips before I apply my liner has been like a game changer for me this month. I stole that tip from Nikki LaRose. She's the one that first shared it with me, but basically taking off any lip balm or anything that you have on your lips and setting your lips with powder. So today I used the Huda Beauty. I put that on my lips first. Then I went and lined my lips. So what powdering does is it is magic, you guys, for longevity. It will keep your lip color on like all day. Every time I hang out with Nikki, we will go and we'll eat and we'll drink and we'll eat. And I'm like looking at her lips, and meanwhile, my lips are completely bare. There is not a stitch of color on my lips. And hers still look really defined and you can see the color. Sure, the gloss is worn off, but her lips look good. And so I asked her, how do you do that? And that's how she told me about the powder trick. And so that's what this trick does. It does that for you. Then I put this soft matte lip cream from NYX on top of it. This is the shade Stockholm. This is like a moussey cream. It's really beautiful. It's not glossy, but it's also not matte. It's such a pretty shade. So I put this on top of the lips after that. And then you can really take any gloss. You don't necessarily need this gloss, but this is the one that I used and I like it. It's the NYX Duck Plump. Now this is a pretty tingly lip plumper. If you're sensitive to lip plumpers, this is probably going to be too intense for you, just a heads up. This is the shade 03 Nude Swings. It has a lot of color. So honestly, you guys, you can use this without putting anything underneath it, but for the longevity purposes, I like to layer something underneath it because this is going to hang on to the lips better than a gloss will. So if I just put this on, it's gonna fade a lot more quickly than if I were to layer it on top of something. But it's very pigmented. I just do a little bit, you guys, right in the center of the lip. I try not to do a thick layer all around the lips because again, I'm layering a lot of stuff. The powder, the liner, the lip cream, and then this. And this is a thicker formula. But isn't that color pretty? It's very, very pretty. And these three together are just it for me. This is what it looks like. It looks so, so good. And I can eat and drink, and I can tell you 6 hours from now, my lips will still look good. They might not have the shine that they have, but the color and the definition will pretty much look just like this. I promise. It's crazy. Okay, you guys, we are going to move right along. So I want to move through some honorable mentions for you. The Josie Maran body butter. I talk about this all the time on Instagram. Whenever I travel, this is usually always in my favorites for that month because she's genius and she put her incredible body butter formula into these little squeezable travel packs. If you have any trips coming up, go online and get a couple of these. They are so good. The formula is so good and they're just so great for travel. It's just a little squeeze pouch, so easy to pack. This one is called Golden Hour. It's an amber and white musk, also really nice. She has a ton of different scents, but it's a great formula and it's travel. Love it. I literally have like 20 of these at home just ready to go in my travel bag whenever I'm planning my next trip. Okay, you guys, let's talk about the new Dior blushes, the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Stick. This one is so pretty. It's a gorgeous cream blush. Look at that. It kind of reminds me of Balmy from Jane Iredale. It really does. It's a little bit more pink. Balmy is a pink, but it's also got some warmth and a little bit of peach to it, while this leans a little bit more pink, but a very similar shade. I love the packaging on this. It's so beautiful. It's like really just gorgeous. You know, it's Dior, so you're definitely gonna pay a premium, but if you've been having your eye on these and considering if they're worth it, I do think they're worth it, so I wanted to share. We can apply a little now. I obviously have blush on already, but if you just wanna see kind of how they blend out, it's a really beautiful formula, fantastic. So it's got a lot of pigment, but very easy to blend out. I would say it's buildable. You know, it's not, the pigment level is kind of perfect, not too much, but not sheer either. It's not one of those blushes that you're gonna have to build and build and build a lot, but it is one of those blushes that if you over apply and you get too much, it's very easy to blend and work with. Very pretty. So I wanted to share those. I think I talked about them when they first launched. I couldn't remember, but I wanted to include a little mini review in here because they are a new release and, you know, it's Dior, so it's not just an easy impulse purchase. They're a little pricey, but I do love them. I think that they are worth it. Okay, let's move on to a dry shampoo from Amika. This is the Perk Up Dry Shampoo. I've actually been using this formula for a couple years, but I buy the little cans because they're easy to travel with. I wash my hair probably about twice a week. So by day 3, I could definitely use a little dry shampoo to just perk my hair up, to absorb oil, and to just make it look fresh. And I really love this one. I think this one does a great job without leaving a gritty feeling on the hair. I do think it leaves the hair feeling fresh without feeling like you have a ton of product buildup in there. And it's easy to wash out. I've used some dry shampoos in the past where I will put them in my hair. It'll completely absorb the oil, but it also makes my hair feel a little gritty and very dry. This doesn't do that. The hair still feels very, very soft. They sell this at Sephora and they sell a big jumbo size. I buy that for Brooklyn now because she goes through that. She goes through so much of that, but I keep these on hand for myself. And I really kind of save these and use these when I really need them. I don't use dry shampoo a ton is kind of what I'm getting at, but when I do, this is a really good one and I like this one. Okay, you guys, let's talk again about a product I've talked about a few times. This is the Photozyme MD Vitamin C and E. You can see that I'm pretty much out of it, but it's still coming out, so I'm not going to toss it yet until it completely stops coming out. This is a vitamin C and E ferulic acid lotion, and what I like about this is it's my vitamin C that I can put on my skin, but it feels very hydrating. So I'll use this in the morning as part of my skincare routine. I don't do this at night. I think it says you can use it twice a day. Does it say? No, it says in the morning. Okay. I don't know where I read twice a day, but vitamin C in the morning makes sense, so that's when I do it. And then it just makes my skin feel so moisturized and hydrated. Sometimes I don't even feel like I need to add a moisturizer on top of it. Yeah, I really love this. I think of all the vitamin C products that I've used some really great vitamin C serums that are very lightweight that almost feel like water, and that's really nice too, right? Because it's a great product to layer into your routine because it's not heavy. But this one I really like. My skin's been drier and I really appreciate the lotion formula for the vitamin C delivery and how just hydrating it is. So it's really good. I like this brand a lot. Just wanted to share that. Okay, you guys, I've got one more kind of random product to share, but I love this gloss. I love this formula, the Makeup Forever Super Boost. They launched these Super Boost lip gloss formulas and they are so lovely. They're very hydrating. They're very shiny, but they don't feel heavy or sticky. It's really nice. I don't want to apply it on what I have now because it kind of doesn't, it would throw off the entire look, but I'll show you. Not really a huge scent, a little bit of a scent, but isn't it beautiful? Look at the shade. It's so pretty. It's like this really gorgeous, just kind of rosy pink. It's so nice. It gives the lips enough color to where you can just throw this on by itself and it'll just give some color to the lips really easy. It just feels like a lip treatment and a lip gloss in one. I really love the formula. It's very, very nice. Even the clear one, I'll just use it as a treatment at night. Like the other night I was getting ready for bed and I couldn't find my lip conditioner. I always put a lip conditioner or a lip mask on my lips before I go to bed. I couldn't find it, but I had that clear Super Boost gloss and I used that and that's how it felt. It felt like a lip treatment that I would use at night. Really nice. So just wanted to give a little shout out to this formula because it's new and it's good. Okay, so that pretty much wraps my favorites up for all my beauty products. I have one shoe to share with you this month, so I don't have a lot of fashion to share this month, but I wanted to share this shoe. I bought this in this color and also the black. These are the Veronica Beard sandals, and I love them. They are the perfect summer flat sandal. They pretty much go with everything. They're run true to size. I normally wear a 7 and I'm wearing a 7 in this. Sometimes I'll fit into a 6.5 if something runs really big, but these are just true to size. I just love them. It's very classic. I love how thick this is. Sometimes I will find slides like this and I feel like the width is either too thick or too thin. I feel like this is very flattering on the foot. And I love the color. It's like this saddle color, but it's not too dark or too orangey. It's just a really good neutral. I love the gold little detail on it. I just think it's a really classic, easy to wear summer sandal you can wear. I wear this with dresses. I wear it with shoes. Today I'm wearing a denim dress. If I can find this still, I will link it down below. I'm not sure if it's still available, but I wear a lot of denim dresses and this is kind of a go-to. Shorts, white shorts, jeans. I mean, it's just such a great sandal. It's Veronica Beard, so it's a little bit of an investment, but I love all of her pieces. They're such high quality. So love this sandal. I have it in black. I have it in this, and it comes in some other shades. Like I think it comes in a really light blush pink. It also comes, I think, in green or something. I think it comes in white too. So if you're looking for just a good classic sandal that will be in style for years, that's one that I recommend, and I will tag it down below. Okay, you guys, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute in this entire video. I appreciate your time and for you spending part of your day hanging out with me. I hope you all are doing well and enjoying your summer, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.